Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this fine Ramadan morning to another session brought exclusively by CADe. I'm Raj, and I'm here to be the moderator for today's session held by Mr. Azri from CADe. So for today's session, the moderation is a bit with a twist, and we have none other than our beloved Dr. Fad that's going to share on what are or is the UPM's approach and initiative in terms of addressing global online learning. Therefore, without further ado, the twist here is that I am going to give a preamble on what is actually global online learning, and then Dr. Fad will come and nourish us on the UPM's initiative and what the impact the UPM wants from online global learning. All right, so without further ado, to all the participants, whether you're tuning in from Zoom or from YouTube, please use the chat box session if you have any questions and we'll get back to you. So thank you very much. And now we're going to start the session. So for this session, I would like to do some polling things before we start the session. So I'll just like you to have 20 seconds to think what is actually diversity and global learning to you. So we're not searching for a right or wrong answer. We'll just want an opinion and what is your perception on it. So please use your phone and go to slido.com and key in this code 431054. And I'm giving you 2 minutes. If you have any problem, please come and just get in touch with me. Join the link at slido.com and put in this code 431054. And I'm giving you about 2 minutes to do so. I'm receiving, wow, very good answers here. Keep on going, keep on going. All right, so thank you very much. We'll continue and I'll share the results with you guys here. So most of you said that, okay, what is actually diversity in global learning? Can you see my Slido?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So most of you have said they all give us different answer, but everything is about new era. It's about diversity. It's about addressing complex problem. It's a lot of information. It's sustainable and it's difficult, yet it's exciting. And I believe all this is very true regarding global learning. So thank you very much for your response, and we will continue with my presentation. I'm rest assured it's going to be short, sweet, and simple. So as we know, especially during this COVID-19 situation here, that education has undergone massive transformation. Therefore, there is a need of us as educators to readjust and realign our approach in teaching and educating and learning by addressing what is actually needed for future education, right? And if we think about that, basically there are 6 C's, there are also 8 C's and or many more C's. But what we think that the most core important ones are the 6 C's of education for the future is for the students to be able to think critically, to be very good in communication, to work collaboratively, right? To think about embracing culture, to think about connectivity, and also to develop creativity. And when we talk about this is so that we can create and give rise to students who are equipped with these 21st century skills, which would enable UPM students to stay competitive in a changing job market. Therefore, in terms of addressing the 21st century skills, we talk about learning skills, literacy skills, and also life skills. When we talk about learning skills, we talk about all the one that I've said: critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, communication, and most importantly as well, we have to talk about citizenship, because now the world is very small, everyone is connected, so everyone's problem is our problem as well. Then we talk about literacy, whereby it talks about massive informations, media, and technology, and this would leave and would give a very good skills in life, which we talks about flexibility, initiative, productivity, and many more. Therefore, this addresses normal education approaches that we do is quite difficult to target each and every of these skills. Therefore, this is a new term which we call a COIL, Collaborative International Online International Learning COIL, sorry, Collaborative Online International Learning, which will be enable us to address all the skills that is required for 21st century learners. All right. So COIL is actually whereby it's a system, it connects students and lecturers to different countries for collaborative projects and discussion. And this will give a opportunity for global experiences and also to enhance intercultural students interaction. This is where we talk about citizenship here, right? So therefore, by creating this globally networked learning, students will be enabled to gain knowledge and skills of global citizenship, whereby students will work on a shared challenges and address these challenges, whether it be it in classroom, communities around the world, or even online. So in a nutshell, COIL, Collaborative Online International Learning, in a nutshell, is about when you have two or more group of educators or lecturers from various countries, various background, various cultural exposure, where they will work together and design learning experiences. And this learning experience will challenge students to connect their diverse knowledge and perspective across border of times, place, language, and discipline. So you have interdisciplinary collaboration as well. And one thing that's good about Coil is it is accessible, because Coil is not to say you are doing any additional work apart from your existing. It's just combining or embedding your Coil into your existing, whether it's face-to-face, hybrid, or online, fully online courses. Therefore, this is just an avenue of exploration within your learning objectives or learning outcomes in your courses. And one of the pioneers, not pioneers, but one of the most famous coilers or who champions coils is known as Sunnycoil, which is from the State University of New York. They have been doing coil for over 15 years. And if you like to know more about coil, this will be a very good avenue. I've attached here their website that you can explore. And they are so strong and in their coiling that they do provide opportunities for professional development, also for and identifying all the global networks. So they have a very huge participants or educators who are interested in coiling, and they can do the introduction. They can introduce you to all coilers from all across the globe. And also they do provide consultancy if needed. So Sunnycoil is a very big organization, and recently in 2019, at the end of October 2019, they got in touch with also Ohio University in America, from the Office of Center of International Studies, they have created this COIL and this initiative known as the Global COIL Initiative. Hence, that's why I'm wearing a t-shirt, and look at the logo here, it's exactly the same. So what they did was they sent an invitation to many countries around the world for collaboration in terms of this global online learning. And what happens is during this session, they managed to have 50 over lecturers from 14 different countries across 4 continents to initiate this global COIL initiative. And good enough, UPM was the management of UPM was very supportive, and they have sent 2 lecturers of UPM to be part of this global COIL initiative. And those 2 individuals, lucky individuals, is none other than Dr. Fad and myself. So we were there for 2019 for almost 2 weeks, right, to really understand COIL and see how COIL can fit into the agenda of UPM to be leaders in global online learning in Malaysia specifically. So, and also this is actually the group member. So we, apart from being very serious, we did have a lot of fun. And this is actually the group here where you can see Dr. Fad is here, lovely, and me it's here because I have to be at the side because of course I take too much space, so I'll just be at the side. All right. So this is where we have started, and this forum and discussion, and this is during the conference as well. So we had Dr. Fad. So we had a lot of communication, and we think about how can we approach COIL in UPM. And of course, when we had this COIL in US, we were assigned to another lecturers from a different country that would be our potential collaborators for COIL. And my one that we found was Christine from Ohio University. She is a clinical nutritionist. And what happened here is we met for the first time, and we just discussed on whether we have the potential of coiling, whether my courses and her courses, whether we can find a middle ground that we can connect and expand the horizon of our students. So this was the session we had in Ohio University, and also a conference in Seattle, Washington thereafter.
Oh, I just realized I was photobombing you.
Oh yes, oh yes. I was, yeah, I just remember I saw that yesterday. We have Dr. Fat here bombing us as well. Yes. So she is never far away from us. Okay. So yeah. So we had a very good and a very fruitful session, and then we thought of bringing COIL, and we did understand the importance of COIL, especially now when we have the COVID-19, and how we can improve our students' learning experience in UPM. Okay, so we talked. So the CADe team under Dr. Fad has thought of how can we combine COIL and UPM's mission and vision together, and this gave rise to what we call as Putra CGOL, Putra Collaborative Global Online Learning, whereby Dr. Fad will explain in depth regarding this. So before I hand over to Dr. Fad to really show how UPM is for spearheading in this initiative of Putra CGOL, right? I think it will be among the first university in Malaysia to do this global online learning. I'm just going to share with you an experience of my coiling. So my coiling is basically with Christine, the one that I've introduced to you just now. All right. So what happens is, remember, COIL is an avenue, is one of the potential avenue on how can you cover various skills in 21st century learning skills. Therefore, Christine and I, we have discussed that we are going to COIL in the next semester, the new semester in 2021-2022. Okay, so we managed to identify courses whereby I'm teaching molecular toxicology. She is a clinical nutritionist. So the topic, or the one that we would like to address that we have in both of our learning synopsis, would be cancer. All right, and we have decided that the duration of for this collaboration. The Coil is about 6 weeks, and this would be Coil is usually about 4 to 8 weeks, so it can be very flexible within that time range, right? So we want to celebrate the Coil ethos in this session. Therefore, about intercultural exchange is very important in Coil. So that's where you can allow students to still go abroad without really being physical there, and also to really reach all the potential good educators, excellent information, and also to really create this rapport between good universities, and also basically getting all the world-class education on basically online. So this is and it's very cost effective as well. Therefore, intercultural exchange is very important in Coil. Collaboration and communication is very important, and also at the end, a reflective approach is also very important to really wrap up this Coil experience. So Christine and I, we have talked a lot about how can we Coil for next semester. So I'm just giving you a very quick plan, right? We have 6 weeks. First week is just basically setting the rules and regulation. How do we approach, because different countries will have different technologies, and also to really set the expectation, the do's and don'ts, and of course to ice break as well, right? To let UPM students to get to be introduced to the Ohio University students as well, and vice versa. And then we talk about, Christine and I will talk about physiology of cancer. I'll talk about molecular aspect, and the assignments here, which is interesting, is that we do give a lot of assignments whereby students have independent. So this will allow for the communication and collaborative work to happen. And week 4 is going to be very interesting, whereby with the new knowledge. So this is a new knowledge for UPM. Okay, so my classes, right? We have a lot on lectures on cancer, but we have talked about how nutrition would help cancer patient, but we don't dwell into much. So we have nutrition, Christine, who's a nutritionist, okay, clinical nutritionist, there, whereby with her students, we are going to create meal plans. So we have Western food versus Malaysian food, and they'll do a meal video and do a discussion on what is the meal that is ideal for cancer patients in Malaysia and also in America, and how this could be integrated to have. Therefore, food and nutrition is very important in the recovery of cancer patient. Then we will wrap up with gamification. I love gamification, whereby we have these Mall Talks, Conqueror, and Invaders. We have apps and online games whereby we play to enhance the understanding of what we have gone through this past 4 to 5 weeks. And then we wrap up, right, whereby we have another collaborative between UPM, OU, and OU students, that we talk about the societal and environmental aspects of cancer, and they create a reflective paper on that. So this is a nutshell. It's still work in progress, and I can't wait for the next semester to continue this collaboration. And stay tuned for my next session, whereby I'd like to share my experiences of coiling with you guys. So without taking the limelight away from Dr. Fad, so thank you very much. And to really set the scene, and also Dr. Fad actually have done a coil recently. So without further ado, please welcome Dr. Fad to really share UPM and her own initiative in spearheading Coil in UPM. So Dr. Fad, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, dear brother, Dr. Manraj from PSK. Thank you very much. It's a very nice opening, and also I really apologize again for photo bombing you. Didn't realize that it was there. Hopefully, I can pay back to you if you send the picture to me. Then I will erase myself the picture.
It's okay. It's okay. It's nice having you there.
Thank you very much again to everyone who's here. We have about 48 participants around joining us in Zoom. I would like to welcome everybody to the first awareness program on Putra CGOL, as Dr. Manraj has shared just now. For your information, this Putra CGOL is one of the 5 fantastic new initiatives in UPM on global learning initiative. I am going to start my presentation now. I hope you can see my screen. Is it coming? Please feel free to leave any question here. So the goal, the objective of this sharing session is to share with you what this Putra CGOL is about. And at the end of this session, we hope to be able to get a registration list of those who are willing or want to know more about Putra CGOL, so you can start to do it next semester or the other semesters. My name is Nur Fadlina Muhammad Sharif. For those who don't know me, I'm from CADe. I'm the Deputy Director in Innovation in Teaching and Learning. And allow me to relate this Putra CGOL with the Task Force on Innovative Delivery in Teaching and Learning, which was the project that we started in 2018 and was launched in 2019. In this Pride Putra Integrative Delivery, we have three principles. One is the engaging. So that is why you would see under CADe, we have a lot of webinars and also distributing a lot of materials supported by fantastic Jawatan Kuasa Inovasi Pengajaran dan Pembelajaran, whom Dr. Manraj is one of the members, and also through other forms of communication between CADe and also UPM. Besides engaging, we also focus towards globalization and transdiscipline, hence our release of Putra Globe initiative, which I will share with you shortly. This is the diagram. Please feel free to access the book. You can just scan the QR code and you will get to reach the CADe website. The book is one of the other three books provided by the Academic Transformation Task Force. In the Pride playbook, we have proposed 10 initiatives in integrative teaching and learning delivery transformation. Many of you are familiar with blended learning. We now have another variant of blended learning, which is called substitute blended learning, which I will brief to you shortly. Diversity and global exchange is part of Putra CGOL, which is our session today. We have also innovative learning space. This is really ongoing and relate with the budget, and hopefully many of the faculty will start, and our VC, the new VC has also announced in his last amanat that each faculty should come up with at least one innovative learning space. Best practices have also been highlighted in the book as well as in the website. Personalized learning, we are going towards there. Micro-credential, CADe is also working on this. Learning objects sharing, this is where we do our PutraMOOC and also other learning objects that is shareable globally. Immersive learning, this covers AR, VR, and XR. And our online learning is one of our staple nowadays. If you have any question, please feel free to leave it at the chat, or you can just switch on your mic and interact with me. All right, you can see this slide which says that Putra MOOC as the main platform for the implementation of Putra Globe. Putra Globe is the short of UPM Global Online Learning Empowerment. Why this is an empowerment? It is because in UPM, we have started with Putra MOOC since 2014, and we have gone through several phases, and now we are ready towards empowerment, hence the introduction of these 5 initiatives. First is called Blended Learning Substitute. We have started with Blended Learning Substitute since last 3 semesters. And indeed, UPM is one of the first university that has started Blended Learning Substitute. And I am happy to inform you that even out of this COVID-19 phenomena or this PKP, in UPM, it is allowable for us to do Blended Learning Substitute, meaning we replace up to 7 weeks of our face-to-face credit hour week with virtual. So up to 7 weeks, and CADe has its own program for blended learning substitute, and we will for now we are pending that yet. We don't focus on that yet because now obviously we are all in the pandemic situation. I hope many of you have heard about Putra MOOC. Please check it out. Putra MOOC is a platform and also range of courses that meets the quality standards And the courses are to be offered to 4 target participants, which are academic students, specific community, industry, and individuals. The Putra course, at least one faculty have 2 courses. The Putra courses can be offered to these 4 categories, and it can also be used for industrial and also income generation if the faculty plans to go that way. The courses on MOOC, not necessarily just the Putra MOOC courses, the students are allowed to take any MOOC courses that are equivalent to their academic program in UPM, and they can transfer credit. This is also one of the initiative that has been endorsed last year through several committees related to teaching and learning. And Putra CGOL is here at number 4, initiative number 4, where students in UPM and collaborating international institution learns together online between 4 to 6 weeks in an academic course. Thank you to Dr. Raj just now. He has shared his plan for his upcoming Putra CGOL implementation with University of Ohio. In my talk today, I'm going to share with you my experience piloting Putra CGOL for UPM in my course called Data Mining. The 5th initiative in Putra Group is called Putra EVF, which stands for Putra E-Visiting Fellow. In this initiative, scholars from and outside UPM are engaged for online service. So this online service covers teaching, research, and any other related academic purpose within minimum of 2 weeks. And the appointment and all other information can be obtained. If you scan this QR code, you will go to the booklet on Putra Globe. Please feel free to visit, and should you have any question, please approach me or CADe itself. Let me give you a bit of introduction on what this Putra CGOL stands for. This is an initiative to increase UPM excellence by exposing students to learning experience through cultural diversity and global exchange. So in a way, for us as educator, to be able to design and scaffold the teaching for the students, we first should have some global visibility. So indirectly, we also want to improve the visibility for UPM globally in the niche and expertise areas. And Putra CGOL can be executed as an activity with MOU partners and online mobility, where students from international institutions learn between 4 to 6 weeks. And the UPM lecturers as well as the international partners together deliver the course and complete learning outcomes. So this means there would be some form of assessment that needs to be accomplished by students from both institutions. This slide shows the steps for Putra CGOL implementation. The first step is for you to identify the institution partner for Putra CGOL. In the example that I'm going to share with you, based on my experience and also as shared by Dr. Manraj just now, the example that we are using was from Ohio University, because the university has instructed and also indirectly sponsored both of us to explore on this initiative for UPM. And our partner at that time was Ohio University. In the first step, we also want to highlight that each faculty can identify suitable partners, typically would be your MOU partner, for you to execute activities together. So you can take this as online mobility, and also more importantly, you can allow the students in both universities to learn together online. So look at it as a way to introduce students from both universities towards the culture, the cross-culture, the diversity, and the differences between 2 global institutions. After you have identified the institution partner, we require you, the faculty, to provide the name to CADe so we can conduct briefing and training and prepare you for any requirements. This will include teaching techniques as well as other platform, and Putra MOOC platform will be used. We will also do online meeting with the partner to facilitate and prepare you all, as well as guide you how to prepare the students and how you would design your course. Then step 3 would start for the course planning, where we need to give attention to the topic learning outcome, the activity to be implemented as Putra CGOL, the suitable delivery method, whether it is synchronous or asynchronous, and how the student engagement would be. Because indeed, student engagement is at the core of Putra CGOL, because we want to encourage the students to build digital citizenship, confidence, and also proud of their country with their patriotism to exchange what they are surrounding and what is the asset in their country with their counterpart. And also during planning, we would identify the assessment method. This includes the percentage, how the rubrics would be, and how would the submission be. At step number 4 is course implementation, where the implementation is between 4 to 6 weeks and suitable software for the course needs to be used. I really think it is timely that UPM starts on Putra CGOL because I believe that many educators in UPM are already equipped with enough online learning competencies for us to take further UPM through this global visibility. And at number 5, looking into reflection and reporting for us to perform continuous quality improvement and prepare some implementation report. Right. This is a specific example on my course. I teach data mining at the Faculty of Computer Science and Information Technology, and my team from the University of Ohio is actually from interior design. Yes, we are from different backgrounds, but this is also one of the beauty of Putra CGOL. For us to learn the diversity of knowledge, besides learning the diversity of community, we also want to see whether the students will be able to apply their knowledge. And I will share with you how my students were so excited and they come out and they push their boundaries and they come very good. They even exceed my expectation for a good junior data scientist. Yes, junior data scientist is one of the slogan that I use in my course to prepare junior data scientists, because in my course I teach data mining and this relates to data analytics and data science. So the first step was identify institution partner for Putra CGOL. So the first institution is UPM, the second institution is University of Ohio, USA. Then the naming of Putra CGOL course. You might wonder, how come I choose this faculty? Why don't I choose computer science or engineering faculty from the university? We actually went through some matchmaking process. So what happened was, when there was the registration open for Putra CGOL, the university submitted my name and also Dr. Manraj to the Secretariat of the Coil at Ohio. Then their secretariat has matched us with people according to some of them match with quite aligned courses, like in the example of Dr. Manraj. If you see, even his course is not one-to-one alignment, but can be also related. In my course, you can see at the this second step, the topics in my course cover data mining tasks, data preprocessing, and classification and regression. And the duration that we will focus is 6 weeks. I have to apologize for still some of the spelling and also translation wrong, because I translated this from the booklet. I will correct this and I will upload this in the CADe website for you all to retrieve after the session. At step 3 is Putra CGOL course planning, which is for us to identify the learning outcome. So this is the learning outcome from my course: to identify problems requiring data mining solutions, to demonstrate the steps for data preprocessing, and identify techniques to be used in classification and regression. As for the activity, students will focus on the group discussion about the application of data mining for interior design business, and the task was for the data mining students to develop application to assist interior design business students to propose design that has potential big return. For step number 4 in the Putra CGOL implementation, this is still step 1 until 3, but specifically what happened in each week. In the first week, we focused on the ice breaking between both courses. I will show you how we did it online. And you might also wonder, with the time difference, it was really huge challenge, but it has given a very good return to all of us. The lecturers in the course A and course B deliver the learning topics using online forum. Indeed, I came up with my own video, and my counterpart, Dr. Daniel Harper, also come up with his learning materials and shared together in the Putra MOOC platform for students in both countries to use the materials together. The students also use online forum to discuss about relevant topics, and they are given tasks according to the topics, and groups are created across courses. In the second week, the students collaborate to complete assigned tasks and present work in progress, where students in A from UPM introduce data mining and artificial intelligence technologies to students at Ohio in interior design, where students at Ohio can use that knowledge and application to introduce interior design consultation methods according to diverse of clients. And the students collaboratively discuss about the consultation aspects. We did ask the students discuss among themselves what are the consultation aspects. And actually, what happened was the students at Ohio has collected online survey on the house design preferences at US, and the respondents was about 600 over respondents, and those were the data set that analyzed by students in UPM, and they come out with application and dashboard, which I will show you later. In the third week, the students collaborate to complete assigned tasks and present task progress status. This includes them communicating with each other. So typically they ask whether students at UPM got things right and whether students at US understand what's going on and things like that. Between week 4 to week 6, the delivery of online topics and activity are conducted, and students also have presented a completed task, and the instructor has to apply reflection technique to improvise the course and prepare report. This slide shows you the implementer roles. There are 4 roles, the main role in the Putra CGOL implementation. The first is CADe, to encourage and support this implementation, and through this awareness program, I hope to inspire and share with you to explore into this initiative. The faculty role is to plan, identify, and implement the global learning initiative through collaborative global learning, through courses that collaborate globally and develop students' competency. For the student, they are expected to give commitment in the implementation of global collaborative online learning. But I can tell you that students are really excited in doing this because when I was with them, I tell them this is your chance to first apply what you know. And second, after all, you're going to explore and do something good in the course. Third, imagine you are imparting that knowledge to people, not only specific in your area, but also beyond your country. So with this, got them really motivated, and they really give their best in the activity and assessment. And in the last step, of course, instructor is one of the main player, because as educator, we don't just design, we craft, we are also the mastermind. And our job is also to coach the students and try to attend to them and tell them, hey, look, you are doing this, you are going beyond of your basics, and we together, the educator and the students, are going beyond the norms, or if I can use that term, and we push ourselves towards some global visibility and try to do something good together. So let me share with you at the time that we went for the 2019 program. It was really fantastic in Ohio because at that time it was around autumn. This picture was taken in Washington, Tacoma, and well, look at the red leaves there. Very fantastic time together. Prior to being in Tacoma, Washington, in the first week was the program where the training happened in Ohio. So these are actually two different cities, and we had to take a flight for about, if I'm not mistaken, about 1 hour something, travel from Ohio to Tacoma. So me and also Dr. Manraj presented UPM through the symposium organized by Ohio University in the United States. And you can see at the bottom here, me and my partner, Dr. Daniel Harper from the interior design faculty in UPM, in Ohio University. So the partnership was between these two, and this molecular toxicology with nutrition is Dr. Manraj course, right? And we also, why we were at Tacoma was because we attended a conference called IVEC 2019. If you are interested to know more about how people at other universities and other countries have done this global online learning, you can check out IVEC 2019 and there are proceeding provided there. And we will share with you more about this in the upcoming briefing workshop. Brinkill. So we will distribute the registration towards the end of my presentation. As you now will be able to see, this is a spirit for globally network learning and virtual exchange. It is also a paradigm that promotes the development of intercultural competence across shared multicultural learning environments. So imagine this will be one of the attraction points. If your faculty is doing this will be one of the attraction points for us to get more mobility students and even international students. And for us as educator, the best part I would say is from my own experience is the ability to learn different culture, different way of thinking, and also coming out with something that is out of the norms. Well, in my course, I usually engage with industry. I see that there is one different paradigm from this global exchange. So hopefully many of you would be able to consider and start doing this soon. We are going towards a meaningful exchanges experience between university level teachers. This can be one of the options for you to do activity with your MOU partners. Well, sometimes maybe we don't know how to start working with people, especially even in the MOU activity, right? And sometimes not everybody, not every student would have the opportunity to visit physically the MOU partner location. So having this Coil or Putra CGOL would be able to introduce them to peers in geographically distant location and from different lingua cultural backgrounds. Benefit for students. This is specifically designed to link students who have different cultural and geophysical perspectives and experiences. Students will be engaged in learning course content both through their own unique cultural lens and also by exchanging their cultural and experiential lenses as they move through the learning material together. Why together? Because this is the part that they need to collaborate, and we use suitable learning activities and learning materials to let them to collaborate and learn from each other, reflecting from each other, partnering from each other to bring a global dimension to the course content. This is how it looks like exactly in my course. So this is part of my reflection really. UPM and OU faculty designed the implementation. OU students develop online survey on factors determining house design preferences being assessed on their part in creating the survey and supporting data collection. Based on my plan with Dr. Harper, we work with, coincidentally, the students that were going to the Putra CGOL with me has gone through his course for the second time when we did our course. So in the first time, in the first course that he taught the students, he has prepared them to prepare the online survey. Then when the new semester comes, the students share with us from the business perspectives on the online survey on house design preferences. And then come my students from data mining trying to understand what are the preferences of house design, um, and I will share with you how it looks like in the data set. Even things like garage, things like how important the pets to the design of the house, and spouses information and other kind of intricity in that specific culture also makes the students excited to learn, because they know that this is not something that maybe they would have limitation learning from their own culture. So they created teams to conduct the assignment, and they come up with proposal that indicates the objectives and purpose, and they identify stakeholders and relevant tasks, and they prepare dashboard. In my course, for that specific assignment, the student had to prepare dashboard, data analytics dashboard, to present the solutions. And they also need to come up with video pitching and demonstration, and what are the insights from the analytics of the survey. The OU faculty and students coach the UPM students, and the reflections are both ways also, and all are done online. And we use also Padlet for the ice breaking. If you want to know more about that semester, you can go to my website for my course, or just scan this, and you can click on data mining 2020 to see what the students at that semester has done. I will take you there as well. So this is how it looks like in the Putra MOOC. I shared with you just now that we use Putra MOOC. Putra MOOC is a platform similar to Putra Blast, but Putra MOOC allows access outside of UPM. Typically, Putra MOOC is used for courses, online courses, but now Putra MOOC is expanded to Putra CGOL as well. And there are several controls in the Putra MOOC which we can use. For example, this hidden or available, and this will be shared also further in the workshop if you decided to use this soon. So in the Putra MOOC, I created this to brief the students, and I created also a video, while the content, part of the content that you have seen was from my video. And then I created a forum. This is the video that Dr. Daniel Harper has prepared. He prepared two videos. One is about the design, interior design, giving introduction to the students. What is interior design about? Because funnily, or maybe not surprisingly, every time that I interacted with him, I tried to guess and tried to understand what is interior design about. And more often than not, what my understanding needs to be reshaped according to suitable terminology. So these are one of the interesting things that I learned. Then the second video was about the survey on the design preferences. This is me and my students at that semester. We welcome the students by coming out with this snap where I tell the students, okay, today we are going to send out pictures to welcome students from Ohio, and the theme is headgear theme. So you can see that many of them come out with very creative solutions. Even someone was in this bag, garbage bag, so very creative and very cute as well. And this also comes out from themselves. And psychologically, this is how we create fun in the learning. And I briefed the students about the collaboration plan. The data set has been uploaded as well, and Dr. Harper also welcomed them, and the date is given there. And we can see that students take part and take charge in their learning. At the end of one of the assignment, and usually I use this also, this is standard for problem-based learning, where we use facts, ideas, learning, issues, action plan, or in short, FILA. So in the assignment, this is the instruction, as you can see. At the end of that discussion, or their task to analyze the data, they discuss together in the team. I ask them to reply the forum by uploading a FILA. So this FILA was to ask them to identify the facts. What are the facts in the problem that you have identified? And what are the ideas that you can generate to manage the problem? What are the learning issues and what are the action plans? So indirectly, by using this technique, FILA technique, the students are able to apply. And many of you feel free, if you see this FILA would benefit you, not just for Putra CGOL. I believe this is one of the good practice for reflection and for us to let the students to be aware of what they are learning. This is the example of what the students have uploaded. They have identified that in the house design dataset, there are information on various age, status, and gender, as well as related to the preferences of the house design. And they will apply data analytics to find the best preferences for various group of people. As for the ideas, clustered bar chart can be used. These are the idea of this person, and using also stack column chart. The learning issue is that they realize from the theory that I have shared and also the examples that I have shown for the psychomotor portion of the course, where you just imagine we have Excel file or survey. I think many of you have experienced this. When we have data set, usually we have to clean it. So now, when I pass the data set to the students and they are seeing the data set, they know that they have to clean it, and this is themselves, and this is the learning issues that have been highlighted. But the best part is they identify also the action plan. So this is the most beautiful part, because at the moment that we ask the students to plan action, I believe this is where and when the students really take charge of their learning. This is a second example shared by the student on the facts, ideas, and learning issues. The students identify many missing data, blanks, and outliers, and the questions needs to be carefully developed. These questions are data analytics questions for them to analyze from the data set. And this group have identified different visualization techniques. And I have continuously communicated with them. And when I say them, so that means student in UPM and student in Ohio. So that is why we use a lot of forum, and we use techniques like FILA just now to guide the students. So it will be more structured for them to do their task. And the student really took effort to contact each other and to learn between them in UPM. But the time is really a challenging aspect in my experience doing with Ohio, because we are different in 12 hours. So like 10 a.m. here is 10 p.m. there. So the students had to use suitable communication methods to discuss with them. And this is how it looks like in the forum. The students had to discuss with each other, and they also uploaded their pitching video. This is an example of what of the questions that they proposed for the analytics and the video pitching. And you see, even have PS some more. Apologize, we went a bit overboard. When students went overboard, you can imagine how determined and how motivated they are in doing their task, isn't it? I asked them to come up with only 2 minutes video, but they really had fun talking and explaining. And this was picked up by Dr. Daniel Harper, and we can see here one of the example of communication with their OU student counterpart. This is by Ben Brunswick communicating with Juni Kaur, and also responding to what Dr. Daniel Harper has said. I think this is really great to see how the global communication happens, and most importantly, to show that our UPM students are able to convince global stakeholders. This is the best point. This is an example of the output from a different project, if I'm not mistaken, but I snapshot here. Similarly, this group also went beyond 2 minutes, and they explain what their dashboard is like, and this is shareable to students from Ohio, and they learn from this and they communicate to each other. At the end of the semester, I have used again PutraMood to conduct my own survey to get feedback from the students. I asked several questions related to the course innovation strategy, but question 9, 11, and 10 were focused for Putra CGOL. Question number 9, how does the connection with the Coil partner influence you to understand a transdisciplinary area brought by the partner? I have received 50% responses for saying that they rated it at number 4. And number 4 is high. They say that yes, when we did that call together with our partner, it introduced us to transdisciplinary. Then question number 10, how does the connection with the Coil partner influence your team's motivation to complete assignment 1 and share the outcome with the Coil partner? Again, 4 is highest, where 50% have highlighted that high. They think they have high team's motivation, and 25% say very high motivation. Then I asked about their reflection on their experience participating in the COIL program. Here, first one, before this, I only learned the theory, but in this activity, we use what we learned to come up with some ideas, some insights and prediction model, and also the interesting dashboard. I was expecting that we will work in groups with OU students, but the time difference was big issue. However, it was great experience and motivation to perform well. I was able to know their far different point of views from us. I was hoping we could meet and learn together in class that enable us to share and exchange a lot of ideas. So you see here on the right side, you can see that I have underlined important points. Many of them wanted to have more interaction, and some of them are a bit sad because they are excited to communicate further, but we do have several challenges besides the time, but also misalignment of the academic calendar. That also gave another challenge to us. But overall, they say that it was a good experience. They can interact and make use of their findings and data set, as well as helping them to visualize the data. So this really is a good part. And as an educator, I feel that I did not feel sorry, and I did not regret on doing that and spending time to do that in my course. Let me show you from the other aspects of what the students have been benefiting. This is my website where for 2020, I just tell the story that in 2020, the whole learning was spent online due to COVID-19. And this is snapshot from my Padlet, which I embedded in my website. And you see, this is how the interaction happened. So the students from UPM and from OU have been communicating in the Padlet as ice breaking. This was the picture just now. And if you go down here, there are these are from the project, and as continuation from the first assignment that has been done. And then the students, and then the OUs, we finish our duration for about 4 weeks. My Putra CGOL was just about 4 weeks, and the students spent for for assignment one, and then we continue with other course of activities and learning in the course. And the bottom part of this is telling you about the project in the course. Now I'm going to take you to the Putra MOOC. This is how it looks like in Putra MOOC. Please feel free to visit putramook.upm.edu.my/MOOC. We still have this announcement on maintenance. We recently has upgraded the Moodle. If you can see, the layout is very much similar to the Putra Blast, but this is if you open this, then you go to the offering bulletin. This offering bulletin information will share with you about what the Putra MOOC is about and what are the offering strategies and what our Putra MOOC has reached out, and we have actually benefited 26 countries and about 3,000 over students. In this Putra MOOC, I will now log in to show you my course design. Please feel free to check in here and create account and encourage your students to learn. Remember, they can learn MOOC from good sources, and they can take transfer credit. So imagine when I was sharing this with my students, they are really excited in this, and they say that it would be very good for them to take courses during short semester and things like that, and then eventually transfer credit. So their credit workload during the normal semester will be lessened. So students really like this actually. This is how it looks like in my course. There are two parts in this course here. So the modules, this is how it looks like in the module. Well, you can see here Telkom in July, because I did taught some students from Telkom University. This is also part of the MOU activity between Faculty of Computer Science with University of Telkom. And the students access all these materials. And this is the part that I shared with you just now, the collaborative online learning program. I will take you to the forum now. This is how it looks like in the forum. And let's look at this sharing.
A survey that we then shared.
Okay, this is the video by Dr. Daniel Harper. Let me speed up a bit.
A little bit about them to create context for the survey. So first of all, we collected some basic demographic data. So we asked about age. We wanted to know about the respondent's gender, and then
okay, so two videos from Dr. Daniel Harper, and then I shared this to welcome the students from Ohio and ask them to go into the Padlet to introduce themselves. And this is the forum just now. Let's open one, maybe from this group and this group. This is how it looks like, and the students uploaded their dashboard design and also their video pitching. And here from another group, in this one, Dr. Daniel did respond to them. And again here, the dashboard design, which was built using Power BI. Right. Other parts that, okay, maybe here, learning reflection. In this learning reflection, this is the part where I shared with them about the FILA, and the students uploaded their FILA. And indeed, this FILA activity has been fantastic in helping the students to design and to plan about their project, which is actually part of assignment to be done with the Ohio students. All right, I have come to the end of my prepared slide. Thank you very much for joining this session. I would like to welcome any questions and hope that this will entice you to start on Putra CGOL. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Fat, for the enlightening session. Yes, we have a few questions from the Zoom chat as well from the YouTube. All right, the first question is from Professor Chayo Queen. He asked, what is the best platform for Putra CGOL and what are or were the challenges faced?
Thank you very much for the question asked. The best platform, I would recommend using Putra MOOC platform because the transition is not much challenging compared to Putra Blast, that's one. And second, because Putra MOOC can be accessed by students out of UPM, and in my experience, it was quite smooth. And we will guide you on how to design and how to set up. The challenges faced, is this about the platform? Actually, when me and Dr. Manraj went to Ohio, they offered their platform as well. They have their own platform, the Blackboard platform. But somehow I convinced Dr. Daniel to use Putra MOOC. So I believe in this situation, you might identify that your partner want to choose other form of platform. So I think in the spirit of negotiation and also collaboration, you can identify a suitable platform as long as the students are learning and you meet your expectation. The challenges faced in terms of technical, I don't think there is much except asking the students to first register before trying to use. And the rest would be, the challenges is more on the logistics or operational, I would say. In my experience, because I was coiling with United States, it was the time difference that was a huge challenge, really, because 12 hours differences. In terms of the communication barrier, I am lucky that my students are, I think they are quite well versed in English, and over semester to semester, I always got impressed with their English and even inspire me to become better as well. And also enjoyment, actually, it is really a fulfillment for me to see how the young minds can speak up what they know and how they communicate. Other challenges were both areas respect each other about their knowledge discipline, and they are even eager to learn from one another. Oh, maybe I can share with you also. Let us do an experiment. Maybe you all are not as in-app compared to me when I was, let me show you the data set. So this is how the data set looks like. The survey. So this is the best part where we feel the culture. Is this the clean? Okay, I should show you the original one. So this was the original one given to us, and these are the things inside the data set. Yeah. What is your gender? What is your relationship status, current living situation, following facts? And when you want to design your house in US, what would be your primary consideration? What would be the preference for the organization of the spaces of the house? Preference for housing type? What will be the accessory that you would include? The preferences for quantity of bedrooms, whether you prefer to dine while at home. Flooring materials also matter to them. Wall coverings, the color, the style of the furniture, the lighting, and other acoustics. So this was really one of the best part for us to learn. Let me show you also what the difference would be here, the thoughts of having eclectic. So these are the even the keywords and the terminology will introduce us to different backgrounds. I think this is the beauty of when we go cross background. But I would really also encourage those of you who wants to go with same background. This will really emphasize your area. Actually, I did request for somebody in a similar background in computer science or in engineering, computer engineering, or even statistics, but they don't have such participants, and because of that, they pair me with Dr. Daniel. But I am very super lucky because we are able to somehow align and come up with things. So when the students are seeing this kind of responses, thinking that in a house, people would prefer to have bar, home office, game room, craft, wine cellar. So it makes them realize, hey, they are really doing it in reality, working together with people from diverse culture. I hope that as long as it suffices, I go beyond the board.
Thank you very much, Dr. Fad. Yes, it's indeed. It's very interesting. Yeah. There's another question from YouTube from Dr. Zatul from Faculty of Economics. Putra CGOL is only an alternative, right? Or each faculty will or shall integrate it with any course?
This is not compulsory. This is an initiative for faculty to go more innovative in teaching and learning. And mind you, there are 5 options. There are 5 options to explore, and this is mainly to be option for maybe I wouldn't say it is suitable for Sulam. It is more suitable for MOU activities, because I understand the criteria for Sulam is to emphasize the community or industry, most importantly, the community that benefits from us. Putra MOOC is more suitable for e-Sulam. So the differences is that in Putra CGOL, students from 2 institutions learn together. Collaborative global online learning, learn together. Putra MOOC is when your faculty have online course, you offer them to either students, can be academic students in UPM or outside, can be specific community, can be industry, and this can be used also for income generation if you want. And please contact us at CADe to facilitate and help you in this. We help, so what we do is we help with promotion, we help with negotiation and trying to guide you or be together with you to communicate with your partner.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Fad. I think this is also addressing the question by Prof. Queen regarding if we can perform Putra CGOL with outreach to fulfill Sulam. I think you have addressed that already. Another question from Prof. Queen would be, do CADe provide the university partners?
All right, I forgot to answer that one. The university partner, that is why one of the reason why we do this awareness activity, Dr. Manraj, for us to understand what are the requirements by people who are interested in doing this. All along, we see that this is one of, we want to encourage people to consider this as MOU, as activity with their MOU partners. But I think if you are keen to do it with people from out of your MOU partners, eventually you would have to do some form of MOA as well with that other institution, because all this will involve formalities and the students will also heavily involved in this activity. And the list of MOU partners can be found in the website. Maybe I can quickly search for that.
So yeah, so while we are searching for that, Dr. Fad, another question from Dr. Ibrahim. How do the students handle social differences in culture and beliefs in their discussion?
That is the best part. Actually, when we went to the training at Ohio, we were this is one of the segment of training shared with us, which we have to handle with um, suitable sensitivity, alertness, and also wisdom, I would say. In my experience, we did not have any conflict or any problem that has triggered any kind of negativities. I was lucky for that. But I believe we all should be careful, not just in Putra CGOL, right? Even the students who are together in our course now, students from different countries, we still have to come up with their to be careful with the sensitivity and important sentiments.
Yeah, okay, thank you, Dr. Fad. Yeah, if I may add on as well, yes, Dr. Ibrahim, yeah. Especially this is all pertinent points that we should address during week one when we were talking about expectations and the do's and don'ts, right? So this is sort of to remind the lecturers as well as the students of how do we interact, how can we be socially respectful of their cultural and social differences. So yeah, that's one way we do that as well. Uh, I know a lot of questions coming up, so very interesting. Another question from Prof. Chayo Queen. Can we arrange uni school interaction under Putra CGOL?
Yes, of course. That is the main spirit for us to go. Well, because the spirit is for global and because it is for learning. So indirectly, we can do uni to uni. If you want to go for curriculum to curriculum matching, also can. Because some people, and according to their academic discipline, there may be some extra cautionary things to be taken. That is why we have this duration 4 to 6. Previously, at my time, because I was the pilot, we were allowed to do 3 to 6 at the beginning. But then because of blended learning substitute, we have been promoted from 3 to 5 weeks to up to 7 weeks. So because of that, we follow directly the best practices to 4 to 6 weeks. But if you feel that in your course you want to do only 3 weeks, I think it's can. Yeah.
Okay, I guess that is the last question from the YouTube as well. There's no more questions, and from the chat session as well. There's no more chat session. So I guess, yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Fahd, for the insightful sharing session, and hope to hear more from CADe. And also, I guess I don't only talk for myself, but also from Dr. Fahd and the CADe team that yes, it's something to explore. It's not something that we have to add on to our current curriculum. It's more of like embedding and also trying to really to create a very meaningful yet how to say thoughtful learning experience for the students. I guess global approach is one way that we should really celebrate and really design our UPM students so that they can be competitive and future-proof graduates. So yeah, so thank you very much for to Dr. Fahd, to the participants as well for joining us, and also to the CADe team for sorting out this session. So we have shared the link if you are interested to be part of the UPM Coilers. That's what we call. There's link for you to join to put your details in, and we will get back to you very soon. So thank you very much, everyone. Have a very good, productive day ahead. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much,
Thanks,
Dr.
Dr. Fahd.
Manraj, for the energetic and very smooth facilitation, and
Okay,
also
okay,
from the
Jela.
others.
All right, thank you very much.
And also
Thank-
from the others for your participation.
Yeah, thank you to
Hope
the YouTube
that you.
participants as well. Thank you
Oh
very much.
yes, thank you. Please feel free to leave your information in the link provided by Dr. Manraj. Kate will also soon send more information related to Putra Glow I hope everybody will take this into consideration and plan out for your own innovation in teaching and learning. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, everyone. Thanks, Dr. Fat.
Thank you very much to you too.
Okay, thanks. I hope the session was very good. So I hope I did okay lah in the moderation part. Yeah. I think we have a few responses. We had a few already responses. I have about 6 respond to future to be part of the UPM Coilers. So okay, very good.
Yeah, that's good. So for the rest who are still around, maybe we can just remove them. Maybe they're just away.
Yeah.
Okay. Really I can remove
Boleh.
Okay.
Sekali lagi saya untuk sesi, Doktor.
Boleh. Thank you, Dr. Zaina.
Terima kasih, Dr. Fat, terima kasih.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Okay, saya end session ya.
Okay, terima kasih. Bye.